All right. So today I'm going to share about the problems with wages and labor in Doohickeys You Need Incorporated. So, just a little introduction. So the current situation is not great. There's low wages, overtime issues, and employee morale is not doing too hot. Um, So the importance of complying with the wage and hour laws for employees is important, not just for employee satisfaction, but also for legal protection. There's some issues that could be harmful to the company. So the FLSA basically governs minimum wage, overtime pay, child labor standards, and Doohickeys You Need is in violation of some of these things. Overtime is one of them. There's a lot of people working over 40 hours a week, and there's no overtime pay being provided. Um, and Doohickeys You Need is not an exempt. Um, it's not an exempt industry either. So this company needs to be compliant with these laws. Minimum wage compliance, they're doing good. I mean, they're legal. Current wage is 8.50 an hour, which is average for the surrounding areas for the similar jobs. Um, it's not probably competitive enough to attract and retain employees. Turnover rate's pretty high, so you're not keeping around a lot of good workers that you should be keeping around. So my recommendation for that to would be to review the industry wage standards and adjust accordingly because you really want to be not at the bottom. You want to be upper of the average, right? So, so the overtime pay issues, like we talked about earlier, the company doesn't provide overtime pay. Employees are told to um, record overtime hours in different work weeks. That we could be sued for. That is illegal. So denying overtime pay for hours worked over 40 hours per week violates the FLSA that we were talking about earlier. And so we should make sure that people work 40 hours a week. And if they work more than that, that they are paid time and a half, which is kind of a standard practice. Record keeping and time tracking. So company is not maintaining accurate records. There's a lot of, like we just talked about, there's a lot of um, record this in a different week or keeping track of your own stuff that is not, it's not a good way to record keep. It's not good for management. It's not good for accounting. So that needs to be looked at and fixed. Using a timekeeping system that records all the hours will be very good. um, Not only for making sure that the supervisors have a good handle on their team, but also for the just for accounting and being able to understand how efficient the company is working and all of those important things. Um, so the importance of the exempt versus non-exempt classification. We may be misclassifying employees as exempt to avoid paying overtime. Not a good idea either. That's not legal. Reviewing those job roles to ensure that employees are correctly classified um, will be good just to protect ourselves in the future and to avoid the back pay and fines for any misclassification. Employee benefits and pay structure is a place that could be better as well. Currently, we're offering 25% health insurance coverage, no 401k matching or pensions. These lack of benefits could require that high turnover. There's not a lot of incentive to stick around, and also probably contributing to that low morale. So our recommendation would be to review the benefits, make sure that we can improve it to match industry standards at the very least, and if possible, make it better, make it a better place to work that we can attract more people. Child labor and workplace safety. Um, so child labor is not, directly applicable, but OSHA safety standards are a pretty big deal. There's a lot of unreported injuries. There's a lot of safety issues. I think doohickeys you need would fail an audit, hands down. So we want to implement regular safety training, make sure that there's compliance with OSHA standards, and set up a reporting system so that any issues can be addressed in a timely manner. Legal risks and penalties, not paying overtime and misidentifying or misclassifying employees, not keeping good records, that can all open us up to problems with the Department of Labor that we could be um, have. I mean, we would be tried for that. Back pays and fines are penalties for that, and that would not help profitability. And so we want to audit the company's wage practices and address any issues that we are able to put a thumb on. So, kind of getting towards wrapping up, we want to implement good, accurate timekeeping, good records, ensure fair pay and overtime, train supervisors on wage laws, review employee classification, and stay updated. And so we want to make sure that we address these issues and can implement these changes to ensure a a positive working experience for everyone. And that is my presentation. Thank you for coming.